Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, in this lesson, we discover about object-oriented programming, which showcase a overview. So we have the two sections. The first section, we discover about what's OOP, and the second section, we have four principles of OOP, including inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and finally, abstraction. So the first one is what's EOB? OOP is programming paradigm. Before we go through the programming paradigm, we have example about the crop cultivation paradigm. We have the two popular crops cultivation paradigm. The first one's a monoculture, and the second one's a intercropping. So the crops cultivation paradigm we're choosing before is in the beginning is very important because it affects all things we do after that. So example, if we choose the crops cultivation paradigm is monoculture, everything related to fertilize or irrigate is dependent on the paradigm we choosing in the beginning. So same like that. Before object-oriented programming, we have a lot of programming paradigm, but it have a lot of disadvantage. And OOP appear, it overcomes all the disadvantage of other programming paradigm. And nowadays, OOP is very popular. And we discover about how either programming paradigm is expressed. So, programming paradigm is expressed by a system consists a lot of many different objects within that system. Example, we have a school system have a lot of objects inside that system, including student, teacher, gardener, cleaner, etc. So for each object in the system, example student object, we have the two elements. The first one a class and the second one a instance. Class a blueprint. Objects is not yet real and has properties and made it similar to an object literal. And instant a real object created from the blueprint. So you can imagine the class a live blueprint of the house is not the real house, it's only the blueprint of the house on the paper. So after that, we use the blueprint of the house to build the real house on the plan. So it will have a instant. So we can follow its class or one class. We can build a lot of instant from that class. So I have example. We have the system of us a university. In university system, we have a lot of objects, and inside a lot of objects, we have the class or objects a student. We use class student, and student have the name and year. We use constructor to initial the name and year of each object. This dog name equal name. This dog year equal year. And students also have introduced themselves by using the interview method. Returned, hello, my name is. So now we have the first elements of system, a student. So we can use the class student to create a real object from that class a instant. So we have the first instant a John. We use const variable with the name a John equal new, and we call to the name of class is student. And inside students, we pass to value corresponding with two parameter of constructor. The first one is name and the second one is year. So name of student is John and the year is freshman. And now we have the instant John. So we can console to see the instant John. We can see John is now a real object. Have the two property. The first a name with value is John, and the second a year with value is freshman year. And we also create a second instant with the name a leader and student with the name a leader in here. As leader is the sophomore year of university. So we can console the leader to see, and we can see the leader now a object with the name a leader and year a sophomore. And now object also have the introduce methods. We can use by dog in here as a introduce, call introduce, and we say it. We see, hello, my name is leader. So it's a example about the university system and object-oriented programming with two elements. The first one a class and the second one a instant from each class. So now we go through the second section, discover about four principles of OOP. With the first one is inheritance principle. So in university system, we have a student class. Also, we have a lot of other objects. And here we have the objects a lecturer, and lecturer also have the name. We use constructor to define the name and the subject. This dog name equal name. This dog subject equal subject. And the lecturer also can introduce themselves by using the methods introduce. And you can see now the university system, we have two objects. With the first one is student and the second one is lecturer. But now both student and lecturer have the same name property and have the same methods introduced. But now in programming, we have the principle a try, don't repeat yourself. So we can review the property name and methods introduced by define the class, the parents class of student and lecturer. We call it a person. So above students, we have the class a person. And class person also have defined name is constructor and this dog name equal name. And have the introduce methods here. So now we have class person and students a child of class person. So we use extend in here to define the parent of it a person. Here's now we can remove this dog name equal name in here, and we must to use the super in here, and we pass name because when we use super in here, it will call the constructor of parent class in here, and we can use the zip in here to create the new property of object. So we can remove introduce methods in here, and same like the lecturer, we extend to parent a person, and we can remove this dog name by super, and we remove methods introduced. We say it. We see we have the same results in above. We can see John now a student class, but students class no have the name, but we can see we have the name is John in here because it's the name we use in the parents class person. We review it from the parent. And same like introduce methods. Now we can see in the students class, we now have the introduce methods in here, but now we can't you introduce in leader dot introduce and have the result in hello, my name is leader because introduce now a from the parent of class student, a person in here. So it's a the first principle of the inheritance. The child can use all the properties or the methods from the parent of it. So we go through the second principle of the a polymorphism. With polymorphism, so each child or person is can have the difference introduced. I have example. So in students, they have this difference introduce a hello, this name plus hello in years. So when say it, we can see here now, hello, my name is Linder, a change to Linder, hello. Because each child have introduced and introduce methods of it will override introduce from the parent. So but the name of the methods is same, not the same. So the it's work like this. The first one and leader dot introduce in here. So it will result inside the student class itself. In here, if I comment in here, so introduce is not five. So it will find introduce methods in the parents class in person in here, and it introduce a met, and it will return hello, my name is leader. But Excel of each child is student in here, we have the introduce methods. So when leader dot introduce in here, it will research in Excel class is students and it's find introduce in here and it execute the code inside introduce methods and bring a leader hello in here. So it's finished and it's done call introduce from the parent. So in the lecturer also same like that. So lecturer also have introduce for themselves is hello. In here I will replay it to hi. So when we create an instant, a lecturer have the name a a John married, so married in here as a lecturer. As married, we use new replace students by lecturer. As Mary, in here we replace Mary. As Mary's teach match, and we say, and we can console to see the Mary dot introduce. And we see Mary high in here. So each child will have introduced for each cell, and each don't you introduce from the parents class a person in here. So it's the second principle polymorphism of OOP. So we go through encapsulation principle of OOP. So with encapsulation, if we want to property or the method a rivals on class Excel, so it's only you in this class and don't use outside the class. So we'll use the rivals symbols a here's outside, and we define the name of property. I have example age, and we assign it with the value is 20, and inside student in here we not access by using here a dog's age, and we can see the error property age is not accessible outside class person because it has a private identifier, because age in here in our private is only you in class person, and we can't access outside of this class. So to get the name from this variable, we can define a method a guess age, and we return this dog age. And now instead of dots a in here, we call to method get age. And we say it. We can see we have the result is 20. So, and each same like methods we can define by using the bound side in here. It be each change from the public methods to private methods. And the public methods, we don't use the bound side symbol in here, so we can access from outside. So in here, if I remove the bound side symbol in here, A is now public, and we can't access immediately outside of that class by dog age in here, as we say, and it's 20. So it's the encapsulation principle of OOP. So we go through the uh, final principle of OOP is abstraction. So with abstraction, because JavaScript is very difficult for us can understand the abstraction. So to visualization, we go through another language, a TypeScript. So TypeScript a um, developed based on JavaScript. So all the code of JavaScript we can use it, and it's work well on TypeScript in here. So in here we will demonstrate abstractions principle of OOP. We use the class animal in here. To transform the normal class to abstract class, we use abstract before in here. And now the class animal become the abstract class. So in abstract class, we can have the abstract property or abstract methods. So we have abstract property by use abstract before or its property. We have the left here, and also we have the abstract methods we use abstract sound. And if we use abstract before of each method or each property, and we implement it in right now in here, so it will appear an error. We can see method style cannot have implementation because it is make abstract because style is now abstract method. So we don't need to implement it same like this. So we can remove the curly brackets like this, and we see the errors is disappears. So example like if we assign less with a value like this equal 4, so it will appear error. Probably less cannot have one initializer because it's a mapped abstract. So now we can remove and the errors a disappear. So when we define property or the method a abstract, so we only use the name of it. So we don't need to implement or initial for the property or the method. But in the child class, in here I have example a cat and the extend we use extend to the parents a animal, and inside animal we use the legs, and in here leg. If we don't use the legs or the sound, it will appear the error in cat. You can see non-abstract class cat a missing implementation for the following member of animal, a legs and sound. So by fix the error, we need to initialize for legs and we need to implement for the sound methods in here. So the first is legs, we process with the value a 4 and the sound we implement this. We return the value a male here and the error a disappear. So also if we remove abstract in here, so we don't need to use legs and initial for the legs right here. We can remove it and we don't have any the error appear. So we can do same like the dog in here. We can define the class dog and dogs in here instead to animal, and also we can return the sound in here's a vowel. Yes. So it's a abstraction. So in the lesson, we discover about the two sections. The first one is what's the OP, and the second one is for principle of OP. Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you like this video, you can click the like button below. Also subscribe to my channel. And bye everyone, and see you in the next one.